Welcome to our video on increasing inflation, taking control with 5 simple tips. We understand that rising costs, be it at the gas station, supermarket, or even that much-needed weekend getaway are affecting everyone. But remember, you're not in this alone. Today we are here to equip you with simple yet effective strategies that can help you navigate these challenging times. In this video, we will share 5 handy tips that will empower you to better manage your finances during periods of high inflation. With the right knowledge, we believe that you guys can not only cope but prosper. So let's dive in and start paving the way to a more financially secure future. And don't forget, if you find this content valuable, make sure to hit the like button and share it with others who might benefit. And subscribe to our channel. Exploring the U.S. inflation tsunami. The United States has recently experienced unprecedented inflation, a phenomenon not seen since the 1970s. A number of interconnected global and domestic variables have contributed to this high price increase. Global factors include pandemic-related disruptions and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which shook energy markets and considerably increased oil prices. Notably, the epidemic has produced substantial supply chain disruptions, putting a pressure on global trade and contributing to higher prices for a variety of goods and services. Domestically, the quick economic rebound following the COVID-19 crisis has worsened inflationary pressures. This unexpected recovery has resulted in increased demand, further straining supply systems. Furthermore, monetary and fiscal policies have increased the money supply, which has added to inflationary pressure. In response to these inflationary pressures, the Federal Reserve has actively increased interest rates in order to contain inflation. Despite these efforts, the impact has been modest thus far, with the housing market experiencing the most substantial repercussions. These aggressive rate hikes have resulted in 6 consecutive months of decreasing U.S. inflation rates by early 2023, though the future trajectory of inflation remains unknown. To make matters worse, the United States has a debt ceiling crisis in 2023, which increased economic instability and fanned fears about the country's fiscal responsibility and ability to deal with the inflation situation. Despite these difficulties, there are hints of potential improvements on the horizon. There are signs that the pandemic's effects are fading and supply chain concerns are diminishing. Adjustments are being made to account for the energy market's shock induced by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which many aid in price stabilization. These trends, together with the Federal Reserve's ongoing efforts to control inflation, are encouraging cautious confidence for a return to normalcy in 2023. In summary, the recent unprecedented inflation in the United States is the consequence of a complex interplay of global and domestic variables, including the COVID-19 pandemic's aftermath, geopolitical tensions, economic recovery, and domestic monetary policy. To navigate these difficult economic conditions, sensible fiscal and monetary policies, close monitoring of global events, and steps to reduce the impact of inflation on consumers and the economy as a whole will be required. Increasing inflation is the topic at hand once again. It is all everybody discusses in the media at the moment, and the most recent inflation news from the United Kingdom and the United States reaffirms how persistently high it still is. But you don't have to turn on the television to find out what's going on. All of us are experiencing the painful effects of inflation on our wallets right now. The cost of living is going up across the board, whether you're filling up your gas tank, doing your grocery shopping once a week, or making plans for a quick break over the weekend. And to tell you the truth, it never fails to amaze me when I go to the store in my neighborhood. A popular brand of butter was priced at an eye-popping £6, while my go-to package of biscuits was priced 25 pence higher. Even the store's own brand of shower gel was significantly better than the norm. Here are some helpful suggestions to think about to consider, despite the fact that it's aggravating to strive to make the monthly salary go even further. You may teach yourself to grab the reins in this situation that seems to be out of control by following these 5 simple recommendations, and you can put yourself on the path towards a financially sounder and more prosperous future. How to do it. Number 1. Make keeping a budget fun. When inflation persists at or above 10%, which is 4 times higher than what the Bank of England genuinely wants, it is tough to make your money go further. And because there are little indications that it will start coming down anytime soon, budgeting needs to be the primary focus of the meeting. Although the concept of recording your monthly expenditures on a spreadsheet may seem tedious, please give it some thought. Because of the higher cost of living, budgets require additional attention and careful preparation. Take a look at how much money you bring in, how much you owe, and where it all goes. Make a note of how much money you actually bring home, and then subtract that amount from the money you spend on a regular basis. You should factor in things like food, alcohol, holidays, and birthdays, and you shouldn't forget about loans and credit cards either. By doing so, you will have a decent understanding of whether you are spending within your limits or significantly exceeding them. Additionally, there are nice little applications that can be downloaded to make the procedure a little bit simpler. Number 2, acknowledge the reality of the rising expense of living. When we save and invest, we face the challenge of trying to grow our money at a rate that is competitive with inflation. Even if the interest rates on cash savings are higher than they have been in the past, and even though it certainly makes sense to put some money away in an emergency fund, if you truly want your money to grow, you should focus your attention on the stock market. If you are looking for guidance on where to put your money, the Select 50 range of preferred funds that we provide is an excellent place to begin. You can also make use of our Navigator tool, which guides you through the process of determining the type of investing strategy that is most aligned with your objectives. Number 3, ensure that your investments are producing the desired results. There is always a purpose behind an investment. It doesn't matter if it's wedding, a retirement, or buying a new house. For the majority of us, the ultimate objective is to increase the amount of money we have. So how's things going for yours? Even if you shouldn't make changes to your assets just for the purpose of making changes, it's still a good idea to monitor how well they are performing. It's usually a good idea to give your investment portfolio a cursory once over every now and then and determine whether or not you can add a little bit of extra cash to your investment pot, provided that you have any available. Number 4, saving money on a consistent basis is your biggest ally. An excellent strategy for maintaining your concentration and staying on course is to establish a month-to-month investment that won't disrupt your existing cash flow. You may start saving as little as £25 a month with a Fidelity individual savings account. If you invest in our SIPP, you'll be able to contribute as little as £20 per month to your account. When you save a little bit of money on a consistent basis, it takes some of the pressure off of worrying about whether or not you're saving enough or at all. It also removes the unavoidable decision of feeling forced to commit a large amount of money because you feel as though you're behind on your goal. Number 5, keep a level head and your eyes on the road ahead. Having a secure financial situation is unquestionably powerful, and what could be better than knowing that you not only have enough money to enjoy life now, but also have enough saved up for the future that you want. It is important to ask yourself what your plans for the future are and whether or not you're saving enough money. If you wish to provide financial support to loved ones or pay the expense of care for a loved one, do you think you'll be able to afford it? If you believe that retirement is still a ways off, you should consider looking at your retirement goals and mapping these against your income and the stability of your current employment. This will give you a decent indication of the direction in which you need to head. It's a given that none of us are aware of what is around the next bend in the road, but if you familiarize yourself with your financial situation and make sure you have a strategy, you will have a better chance of weathering the storm and building your resilience. In addition, I am aware that having a financial safety net to fall back on makes it much simpler to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. We've reached the end of our video on increasing inflation, taking control with 5 simple steps. We hope these tips have empowered you with new strategies to navigate the challenging economic times. Remember, the key to financial well-being lies in knowledge and adaptability, and we're here to guide you on that journey. Remember to keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear your experiences or any additional tips that you have for dealing with inflation. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. By doing this, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos full of helpful tips and advice. Thank you for watching, stay informed, and we'll see you in our next video. Keep striving towards financial security and prosperity.